ChainCulture.
Okay, we're gonna continue. Did you already try the Teh Tarik? I did. It's pretty sweet, but it's also very nice. Serving it all day. Do you like it, Dania? The Teh Tarik? Yeah? Great. I want to invite up the stage for the panel session. First of 4 panels. We're doing communities panel, RWA panel, AI panel, and a panel on, tell me, panel on panels. Because it's cool to have a panel on panels, no?
It's very meta.
It is? It's good. All right, I want to invite up the stage. Please come. Aida from CH90, Mario from Monash, Jun Heng Teh from APU Blockchain Club, and Bryan from Taylor Blockchain Club. Please, guys, welcome. And of course, this panel will be moderated by Crimson, representing Hive. Hive stamped on the heart. Okay, the floor is yours, guys.
Let's just make sure we can get everybody's mics on. How are they looking? All right, press that power button. Good, good, good. Excellent. All right, we'll give it a test here. We'll make sure we can hear everybody. So obviously, as a Hive community member and as somebody who's deeply involved in Web3, decentralization, blockchain, I'm a big builder, I'm a big community member, and I believe truly that is how we get more people in. You learn best from seeing other people do things. You learn best from making friends, meeting teachers. And so today's panel, we're going to focus on the people who are doing exactly that. They are building communities across Malaysia. They are bringing people into the space, doing some teaching. So we have some great questions, but I think to get started, I would love for you guys to quickly introduce yourselves. Let's just go down the line and talk a little bit about what you're doing.
Hello, my name is Ada. I'm from CH90, the largest Web3 community in Malaysia. So yeah, I have been Web3 for quite some time, but my main job, my job is the CTO from a Web2 company. So unlike most of the people here, my full-time job is Web2, but we are a group of people who are really interested in Web3. So that's the reason why we are in one community.
Awesome.
Right. Hello. Yeah. So hi everyone. My name is Jun Heng from APUBCC, and yeah, I'm the president of APUBCC, and also APUBCC is a student blockchain club in Malaysia. Yeah.
Awesome. Mario?
Yeah, thanks for having us here. My name is Mario. I am the founder and the president of Monash Blockchain Club. So we are from Monash University, and we activate students and promote them to join Web3 activities and host several events in our campus to make sure that students are aware and in touch of the crypto and blockchain ecosystem.
Fantastic. And last but not least?
Yeah, my name is Bryan, and I'm the president of Taylor's Blockchain Club. I guess we're the 4th largest blockchain club in Malaysia itself. But yeah, we do blockchain events, workshops, and seminars as well.
Awesome. So an incredible group of builders here. And I know we have a lot of students who are attending today. We've got people watching on the live stream. And since we're here in beautiful Malaysia, it's awesome to be able to talk about what's happening grassroots. You know, to lead off, I would love to ask you guys a little bit about sort of the human entry point to blockchain, and that's what we're here for. You know, community is basically the most effective way to get people interested in Web3. And so we get people really excited. It's exciting, it's interesting, they come in. How do we keep people engaged? And I think community has a really important role in that. So panels are usually really stuffy. We go, you talk, you talk, you talk, you talk. I would love if this could be a little more of a conversation. So feel free to jump in. But since you are all community leaders, you're onboarding people, talk a little bit about what you're doing to keep people engaged. You know, some of the things that's happening in your clubs and your initiatives. But somebody does have to jump in and go first, or else I pick.
All right, let me go first. All right. So yeah, the question is like how to keep how to take people in. and like how people are going to on ramp or like introduce them to Web3 and how to keep them. All right, so yeah, actually Web3 or blockchain or cryptocurrency or Bitcoin is not something very unfamiliar for most of the people. But when people heard of Web3, heard of Bitcoin, yeah, they feel excited, but what next? Like, how do I join? So they will face a series of questions. So for example, if I just look it up on the internet, there are a lot of not so accurate information, or there are like scams, there are thousands of blockchains, coins, exchanges, and you don't know like which one is real, which one is false, and most of the fake or like scammy projects, they will look like really cool and really attractive for new people to join. And after they lose money, they will think Bitcoin is a scam. Screw it, I will leave it like forever and ever. Don't even introduce me to Web3 again. So yeah, so I think the community solved this very important question. How do they start? So they can start from the community. At the very least, community, like most of the community is free. For example, my community, we are not backed by any projects, backed by any exchange, backed by any coins, backed by any blockchain. So we are just simply a community, by the community, for the community. So people can start here for free and get information for free because we are more objective, because we are not backed by anyone. So yeah, I think it is a very good point to start. And how do we keep people engaged? How do we keep people inside our community? I think the main factor is to continue teaching, like other than introduce them, so we can teach them more than that. So we can teach them according to their interest. For example, for our community, we had in a couple months ago, we had a course about how to deploy your own smart contract. Yeah, we did it online for free. And next month, we are going to have a class for white coding, so to teach you how to build your own dApp on with AI. So yeah.
That's awesome. You mentioned something, and I'm going to throw it to these guys too, is we start out for free. Now, knowing you guys work with a lot of students, that's usually pretty important. A lot of people think, okay, I'm going to join a community, it's crypto, it's going to cost me some money. But students notoriously don't always have money. So when you bring them in, is it the same sort of thing? Keeping them engaged, is making friends, giving them teaching? So how are you keeping the students that you get in, how are you keeping them engaged in what they're learning about Web3?
Yeah, so I think I would say community is like the distribution layer for the crypto community. So I think that's the most important part where we should pay a lot of attention in. And when it comes to communities, I think trust, connection, and the passion for like people in the community to help and help each other and provide value within the community itself is the most important thing. So I think one thing that every community should really notice is how can, as a part of community, how can you provide value to other people within your community? And when it comes to us students, our priority is how do we provide values for students who want to learn about blockchain, which means that we provide you connections with people who work in the industry, we bring them to the university, and then we do a lot of workshops and activities to make sure that you know what is happening in the ecosystem and you get a lot of insights of what's happening. So I think it all goes back to what kind of value that you can deliver to people in your community, because I'm pretty sure that everyone is busy all of the time, and how do they make sure that they will receive something when they're actually joining your activities, like whether it is from connections, whether it is from insights, educations, or maybe other things when you host activities.
Awesome. I can't add much. I'm a big proponent and I'm a believer that humans are at the heart of building better blockchain. And so community leaders like you guys are actually at the heart of building better blockchain. But to build on that, we're talking about engagement. The next piece that comes is education. So maybe Jun Heng or Bryan, do you guys want to talk a little bit about what models are you using to actually teach these students that come in to learn from you?
Yeah, so I mean for us tailors, what we did differently from other university blockchain clubs is that we actually teach blockchain 101 events based on a Monopoly game. I think that haven't that itself haven't done in any other university blockchain clubs across the globe as well. So, I mean, we are still going to make more events like this happen. And
Yeah.
of course, if there is, in the audience, if there is any institutions that are wanting to onboard with us, we are very happy to do that as well. And on top of that, the main focus point is also to include everybody together, be it Web2 or Web3. I think that's a community-driven
Yes.
first as a Web3 community itself. And in the process and in the perspective of a student, this is the best way for us to do it is because students themselves are not profit-driven from the first place. And from maybe an institution background coming, their first focus is maybe to make profits, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, so for my side, our club is kind of like a special case because all of our community members are all developers or builders. So mostly what our community does is some workshops, hackathons. Sometimes we host hackathons for them. And I think the main part to get them to engage is in reality, yeah, people are more on a self-driven kind of things, but in reality, people wants to get some returns. And what we do is sometimes we give a little bit of bounties, some cash prizes
Yeah.
to get them attracted. Yeah, but but at the end of the day, it still depends on their self-passions on blockchain, this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, let's face it, all of us are interested in the magic internet money at some point, I mean. But, you know, so here we are in Malaysia. You guys are all community leaders. You're activating students locally, people who are interested in this space locally. But at the event today, myself, I've come all the way from Canada. We have people from all over the world, Europe, North America, and across Asia. So knowing that Web3 really is about building connections, it's about knocking down nation-state borders and building network states, how are you guys encouraging students here in Malaysia to look at global communities? Whether it's like we've got the penguins up here in the huddle or the Hive blockchain, which is building out, you know, social communities. How are you finding that your groups and clubs, how are they connecting with the wider world using blockchain?
Yeah, so for our side, so how do we actually expose to global ecosystem? So for my side, our club, we encourage students to go and join hackathons. And we actually, we sponsored a team to go some global hackathons around the world. And this is where they can get some connections to the global industries in Web3. Yeah, I think this is kind of like for the builders and developers. Yeah.
Awesome.
For our club, it's also something similar to them as well because, of course, we're a blockchain club. And what we do is that we actually travel to different countries as well. And not just in Malaysia. I think for communities, they can start like locally to actually network with people across like Malaysia. But
Yeah.
however, if you want to get more in-depth knowledge, I think that's where you can find in different events like Token or maybe like Consensus as well.
Yeah. Ada, what about you guys? Are you reaching out across borders?
Yes, sure. So I think there are two major ways. So the first way is when we host an event in Malaysia. We will invite people from all around the globe to join our event. And when other community, especially outside of Malaysia, when they are having an event, they will also invite us. So usually we will send one or two representatives to join their event. And CH90 is not like strictly a Malaysian community. So we also have members. Yeah, most of them are Malaysian people who are working overseas in UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, and etc. Maybe when they are there, they can join the event in the name of CH90. I think these are two major ways to help us to expand our point of view.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think the good thing about community is all communities in the crypto ecosystem always help each other. So I think in terms of like students community, like friends from APUBCC, they connected with College DAO. which is basically the collective of like university blockchain clubs all over the world.
Yeah.
And our club, we also connected with a lot of blockchain clubs, not only in Malaysia, but also globally, like students in Singapore, students in the US, students from Europe. I think, yeah, so communities always help each other, and that's why we really love being part of this community and helping people each other, especially among the students. So, yeah, I would say there's a lot of opportunities globally that is available in this ecosystem, and everybody wants to help each other. So I would say, like, when it comes to student community, like, as long as you're being active in what's happening in the ecosystem, eventually you'll be able to scale and meet a lot of people on the global network.
Yeah, some great points here, because obviously communities are voluntary gatherings. People that like the same stuff or are interested in seeing change decide to get together and do something about it. And that's at the heart of blockchain, is this voluntarism, this idea that I would like to do this, I would like to meet these people, I would like to change the world. It's a really interesting part of collaboration, and you guys have touched on it, how important it is that people are working together, but they're also following their own interests. So, knowing that you are often working with students and young people, and we're talking about collaboration, I would love to hear more from you guys about how we're actually collaborating, not just from the community sense, but how are we collaborating to bring people into the space, thinking forward about careers or working across the different layers of this space. Because obviously, it's one thing to get involved in blockchain from just, I'm going to maybe buy an NFT or I'm going to build a dApp. But how are we shaping people to start developing or being a founder or an entrepreneur? Because it starts with interest and then it turns into so much more. You guys are mentoring these leaders who are going to change the space in the future. So especially since you guys are collecting up people by interest, how do we build a pipeline to kind of create more and more people who are confident working with blockchain, with Web3, and really working in this space as leaders? It's a big question, I know.
I would say it's a network effect. So when you start your community, eventually as it gets bigger, you will be able to provide more communities, more opportunities for people in your community. And I think the best way to start from there is to connect students with people from the industry. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the industry also wants to look for opportunities in the students. Like, in fact, some of the biggest projects in the ecosystem are actively investing and supporting with student communities. They wanna support the students because they know that these students are gonna be the future innovators, people who are gonna build on their ecosystem. So definitely the best way is to connect people, connect the students or anyone in your community to all of these people in the industry. Eventually, like, these people will also provide opportunities for people in your communities. So the best way is to just like connect people with each other. And as your network and community gets bigger, I'm pretty sure that there will be more opportunities that comes, and eventually you'll be able to bring more impact in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, similar to Mario just said, yeah, it's important to bring like industries players inside, and because they are more experienced in this space, and I'm pretty sure that all of them are pretty willing to guide students and guide the young generations for building projects, maybe some for founding projects, or maybe be a founder or something. And I think that yeah, industry players is very important. And what we do, and besides that, what we do, we actually actively do some job posting on our community, and people are aware that, oh, there are some jobs are openings, and we try to give them the confidence and go and apply this kind of things. And yeah, some of them actually succeed, and they actually got a job in Web3 space.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think working in Web3 is the best way to learn about Web3. Not only that you don't need to spend money, but in return you can earn money from learning Web3. And yeah, however, so yeah, in like people like you people might know that Web3 is a very fast-changing industry. So one company can pivot or can expand in a very short time. So their turnover rate of their manpower can be really high. So they might need to hire people, like good people, fast. But there is some problem where they are facing is like a lot of people, you cannot tell that they are really valid people or they can actually be useful by just having one meeting or twice. I mean, in this world, there are too many charlatans, especially in Web3. So one way they look for talent is from the community. So at the very least, the guy from the community will have a very good community name, like everyone in the community speak highly of him. And at the very least, you know that this guy can work for voluntarily for community, which means he really like Web3. And yeah, there are quite a lot of examples in our community from Web2 to Web3. So for example, there are quite a few developers, Web2 developers, they pivot to Web3 engineer after they join our community. And there are quite a lot of people like engineer, civil engineer, and real estate agent. They also able to get a Web3 job through our community. But first, they need to learn from our community or maybe contribute something in order to be seen by those industry players. So yeah, it's happened like quite oftenly, like people post their vacancy in our community to look talent from our community.
It's excellent. It's almost like social proof in that you guys are building networks of people who are capable and educated.
Yeah, proof of social.
Yes, social, exactly. And then also your communities are building great reputations. And just by getting involved with you, again, these people are getting a boost. Do you want to quickly touch on what, because again, you're the fourth largest university group.
Right. I mean, the first thing, of course, is to let them get exposure into industry events. I mean, to even get a job, you really need to know what the industry is all about at the first place, right? And of course, the first thing that you need to do is to basically get into these communities, get into the events, know what they are doing, know what the founder is doing, and then actually start, right? Because not all of us are just there to learn about the white paper and stuff like that. And we are there to actually understand what this industry can actually provide in the long term as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So time is flying. We're going to come kind of into our last question, and it really touches on everything we've kind of talked about today, which is we're here in Malaysia, and Malaysia kind of has an advantage. The median age here is about 30 years old. Everybody's got a smartphone, which of course, when we think about how disruptive tech enters our lives, smartphones are a big part of it. Blockchain, being able to use a mobile wallet or a mobile game. This is people's entry point to Web3. So you guys are really in touch with the youth culture here. There's a huge population. You're at the forefront of what can really shape all of Southeast Asia's development in Web3. So, you know, do you want to talk a little bit about that? Is Malaysia sort of as a center of young people and what people in your groups are wanting to do as they move out into the world with Web3? And also sort of how Malaysia has a chance to really become one of the blockchain and Web3 leaders because of your strong communities?
I think the biggest advantage of being a Malaysian is we can speak, I think, at least 3 languages. And let's say I can speak English and I can speak Mandarin because I'm a Malaysian Chinese. So this is kind of like an advantage. We can connect to more people from different regions. Let's say China, I can speak Chinese to him. Let's say from Europe, from US, I can speak English. And maybe but in Malaysia, we have our own native language called Bahasa Melayu. So we can speak Malay to Malays, but all of us still know English, and English kind of like a unified language for Malaysia, yeah.
Yeah, you guys can speak to us. I mean, I hate to say it. I speak like English at like a 0.75. I'm not 3, I'm like under the average. That's a great point, yeah.
Yeah, language is definitely it's very supportive for Malaysian people because you can talk to a lot of people in the ecosystem. I also see that Malaysian people are very talented. So some of the biggest talents in the ecosystem, like some of the big protocols, CoinGecko, Etherscan, Pendle, Jupiter, and some other projects, all of them are Malaysian. And I think that's a good opportunity for us because people are noticing that Malaysian people are very good and very talented people. And then when you have more people in the ecosystem, more people are also supporting communities. That's how it's going. And definitely that means that there are more opportunities for communities and people in Malaysia to scale and be at the forefront of this industry.
I love it. Great point.
Yeah, so other than the multiculturalism and multi-language they have mentioned, I would like to mention the geographical advantage in Malaysia. So yeah, you people might know that Singapore is one of the Web3 hub in the world, and somebody like jokingly say Malaysia is Singapore North. So which means, yeah, we got a few advantage compared to Singapore. Like the cost here is cheaper than Singapore. So a lot of Singapore-based Web3 company, they have their office in their Singapore, but their base of operation is in Malaysia because it is much cheaper. And also regarding to the multi-language they have mentioned, I think there is also one very important point, which is somebody might able to notice that there is quite a huge gap between culture from the Web3 of the Western people and Web3 of the Eastern people, like especially in China. So Malaysia can be a really good bridge for this gap of culture between Europe and Asia. Yeah.
Excellent. I want to sneak if you've got an answer in quickly because we're getting down.
Three of them already answered what I want to say.
I know, right?
But I mean, Malaysia itself, from geographical standpoint, that makes sense. Cost labor makes sense. Multilingual makes sense. But maybe I'll try to pull back to the talent pool and to the student communities. I think that students themselves are free to actually explore more, where they actually have the free time to do so via joining hackathons and all. I think that is where that basically they could actually start from there on and then actually progress furthermore. And then maybe try to also go for like Web3 internships and more.
Fantastic. So we are coming up to the end of our time, but we have enough. I'm gonna put my foot down. What I want to do is just before we finish up, I want to invite each of you guys to talk about where to find you, how somebody could join your community or get involved, because obviously we have students here, but we have people watching from all over the world. I'm still young at heart and would like to join some communities. So just quickly a shout out to where they can either find your presence online, how they can get involved with you, and sort of what's coming up, just to wrap it up so they know what's going on.
Yeah, you can go for our website, ch90.xyz. Yeah.
Perfect.
So for our club, you can follow our socials in Instagram and Twitter. It's both at APUBCC, and our website is called APUBCC.org.
Excellent.
Okay, you can find us on Instagram. It's called Monash Blockchain, or you can also visit our website, monashblockchain.com.
Excellent.
You can find our club at Instagram and LinkedIn as well at Taylor's Blockchain Club. Yeah.
Excellent. So a big round of applause for everybody up here. Get involved. Find them later on. And we would love to see all of you guys bring your communities on chain to Hive as well, so we can get you reaching even a little further outward socially. Excellent. The man is here.
Thank you. Thank you, Krim. Thanks a lot. And by the way, tonight you guys have an event, right, Mario?
Yes, we're having an event in Monash University. So if you guys are interested, like you can find the link on Luma. It's featured on Kuala Lumpur, so you can find the event coming up in Monash.
Yeah, good luck. I try to hop by as well. I might be a bit tired though, but good luck there, yeah? Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, photo.
ChainCulture.